Welcome to Art Bits. This is our very first webcast, and we're here at the Staircase Theater. We are honored to have Nathan Fleet, the director of the Hamilton Film Festival. Nathan, it's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
So, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, I started off as a musician all through my teen years in high school, and I studied music through college. I studied jazz up at Mohawk. And when I got out of college, I've always loved movies since I was a kid, and after I got out of the music program, I really wanted to venture into filmmaking, but also putting music to movies. So it was around that time where I really got interested in the process of making film and writing music for movies. So it's film and music to me are the same when I talk about the two things that I really love to do. It's really tough for me to separate them, although I am more of a professional musician than a professional filmmaker. I do love them both equally.
How did you get involved with the Hamilton Film Festival?
The film festival has always been at the Staircase for probably maybe 10 years, but it had different names, and I was always involved in some small capacity. And this year will be our 5th anniversary, and so I guess 5 film festivals ago we actually sat down and decided to call it the Hamilton Film Festival, so we had a name that would stay the same every year. And 2 years ago, after the Staircase had closed and reopened, they wanted to run the film festival again, and they put me kind of at the head of the table to start it. So this will be my 3rd year directing the film festival. So I got involved in a small way at the beginning, and now I'm kind of directing the festival.
Can you tell us a little bit about the film festival?
Our niche is independent submitted films that are juried, and we really focus on education as well. So every film screening we have, we do our best to try to get the filmmakers in to talk with the audience. So the Q&A is, to us, is equally as important as having the films here, so that people can learn about not just how they made the film, but the process of, going about it. And then afterwards, if they really enjoyed the movie, they can ask, what kind of camera did you use? What was your budget? And so we really make it very interactive. So that has been our niche the last 3 years, and we're going to continue to develop on the independent and education side of things.
Is there anything new this year?
This year we're adding a student film program. So a lot of film festivals don't include student films. I don't know if they figure it's an unfair advantage because students have access to all the equipment that when you're out of school, it's really hard to get access to all that equipment for free. But we really think that it's important to encourage them to submit and to have their films screened in a festival setting, or specifically in front of an audience that has not seen their film before and that doesn't know them. So when you're a student, if you're showing a film to whether it's your school or your family or friends, instantly they know who you are, right? So they're going to react differently to the movie. If they see someone on a skateboard that they're not used to seeing, they're going to either laugh, or they're not seeing it as a movie. They're just saying, "Hey, there's my buddy," or a parent will be like, "Oh, there's little Jimmy acting in the movie," right? They're not viewing it as a film. You put that film in front of an audience that doesn't know who they are, and they're going to get an actual reaction to their movie, whether it's good or bad. They're going to get to see that. So I think it's important because we have that education component to our festival, the interactive Q&A kind of thing. It's important for them to see that. So we're expanding to include a lot of student films this year, to have them part of the festival every year, so that they have that opportunity, because they're the up-and-coming filmmakers, right? They're going to be the next crop of artists, filmmakers that are going to show up in the city. So it's good to give them that experience now.
In your view, what is the secret to finishing a film?
What I would recommend if someone just has an idea and they want to make a movie is get involved in the filmmaking community to meet people. Obviously, crew is extremely important, even long before you start getting out on the street and thinking where you want to film stuff. Is to familiarize yourself with people that have done it before, because it's difficult work. It's not just a matter of writing on paper. Car crashes into a tree like that. Just writing that on paper takes 2 seconds, but to actually go through the logistics of filming that, it could be take months to do. So I would take someone like that, and I would say volunteer for some movies. Lug some cables. And then when the movie's done filming, sit in the editing suite and bring them coffee and donuts, while they're editing, to see how long it takes to go through that entire process. And then they will have a realistic idea as to what it takes to make a movie, whether it's a short film or a feature film. They'll see the amount of work, and that will either discourage them, or it will inspire them and make them want to, put those steps in place to make their movie.
What is your perception of the arts or filmmakers in the community?
We exist in pockets, but there's not one thing that brings them together. But which I think is good. Like, I think it's good that you can pretty much go to any part of the city, and there's going to be an arts community. Obviously, James Street is the one that's really obvious now, which is great. That there's a big push for the arts and a lot of attention down there. But they do exist in pockets, but they're not. It's not always as known. I mean, the Staircase has been here for years, and I remember you telling me just out front that it was the first time you've been here, and thousands of artists come through these doors every year, and this to me is a hub of activity for arts.
Nathan, it was a pleasure having you here.
Thanks so much.
And thanks for sharing your thoughts and tips with us, and we wish you all the best at the Hamilton Film Festival.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for being with us on our very first webcast of Art Bits. We hope you enjoyed it. This is Rochelle Slaworo. See you soon. If you have any suggestions on people you want us to interview, send us an email.